Assalamu alaikum, family. Good evening. Sorry for this late video, but this was on my mind and I wanted to get it out the way. I have been meaning to do a video regarding this um, a few days ago, but so here it is. And it's not. I'm not going to be on here long. Well, I'm going to try not to be on here long, so I know I can get long-winded. But I hope you had a blessed and wonderful day. Hope you're having a blessed and wonderful evening and night, and just hope everything's going well for you. So, getting into the topic for this video, as we see, basketball fans, sports fans, it's the Indiana Pacers and the Oklahoma City Thunder in this year's NBA Finals. The Thunder disposed of the Minnesota Timberwolves last Wednesday, I believe it was, and Indiana had a tough six-game series with the Knicks, who they eliminated on Saturday. So it's the Thunder and Pacers. Two of the two. Well, I think the Thunder is among the smallest market in the NBA, the smallest markets in sports. You have Green Bay, Portland, uh, Oklahoma City, what so have you. Indianapolis is a small market, but they do have another professional team, that being the Indianapolis Colts in the NFL. But Indianapolis is a small market. Oklahoma City is an even smaller market. So you have two small market teams that will be in this year's finals. With that being said, I believe that this is my personal opinion, and other people have told me this too, including my wife. They believe that this NBA Finals will be a snooze fest. You don't have any star players. Yes, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander did win the this year's MVP for the season. I mean, I get that, and he deservedly so, because he balled out. But here's the thing: he's not a marketable player. He may be he's a star, but he's not a marketable star, if that makes sense. For example, my dog is hilarious. You hear a bird out here. Any event. For example, Giannis Antetokounmpo plays for the Milwaukee Bucks. Milwaukee is a small market, but Giannis is a star who's marketable. He's had a few commercials. The same with what's another? Yeah, a few commercials. Back in the day, Karl Malone played in Utah, Salt Lake City, small market, tiny market. He had commercials, so he was a marketable star. But Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is not. He's not a marketable star. Tyrese Halliburton, Pascal Siakam, they're not marketable players. When was the last time? And I know locally in Indianapolis, I'm not talking about locally in Indianapolis or in Oklahoma City. I'm talking about on a national level. Have we seen a commercial from Tyrese Halliburton, from Pascal Siakam, from Shea Gilgeous-Alexander or SGA? Have we seen any commercials nationwide with these guys? No, we have not. And yeah, I get it. I know someone told me when I posted this on social media, they told me that, well, Oklahoma City and Indiana, they're the two high scoring offenses in the NBA. Okay, that's great. That's fine and dandy. But they're not marketable teams. They don't have marketable players. Another smaller market is Minnesota, Minneapolis, St. Paul, the Timberwolves. Anthony Edwards is a marketable star. The man has a Sprite commercial, for God's sakes. He was in a movie. Yes, Anthony Edwards was in a movie where Adam Sandler, I can't think of the name of the movie, but it came out a few years back. But Anthony Edwards was in it. He has a Sprite commercial. He's a marketable star, in a smaller market. Granted, Minneapolis is a bigger market than Indianapolis and Oklahoma City, but it's not a big market uh, like Philly or Detroit or Chicago or even Miami. It's a smaller market, but he's a marketable superstar. Shea Gilgis Alexander is not. A lot of people don't even know who he is, especially those who don't pay attention to the NBA like that. They knew who Karl Malone was. They knew who David Robinson and Tim Duncan were. Kevin Garnett when he played in Minnesota. They knew these players, but they don't know who Shea Gilgis Alexander is. They don't know Tyrese Halliburton. They don't know. I dare even say that they don't even know who is in this year's NBA Finals. So it's going to be a snooze fest, and I think it's going to be a ratings nightmare for the NBA. This is my take on it. Could I be wrong? Sure. It's not the end of the world. I've been wrong before. I just move on. I'm not right about everything. I don't pretend to be. But I believe this is going to be a snooze fest. I believe it's going to be the worst rated NBA Finals in NBA history. That's just my take on it. But before I go any further, hit that thumbs up button, smash that thumbs up button now, hit the subscribe button so you get notifications whenever I do videos on here. I just, I don't think this is going to be exciting to watch. Two small media markets, Indianapolis, Oklahoma City. Yeah, they may be two of the high scoring offenses in the NBA, but oh, you don't have any marketable players. You don't. Last year, you had Luka Doncic and you had Jason Tatum, Jalen Brown. You had a storied franchise, the Boston Celtics, and you had a large media market in Dallas Fort Worth. That was must see. The year before that was kind of boring too, but at least you had a large media market. You had Denver and you had Miami, South Florida. You had the Joker, who is in a large media market, a big media market, Denver, the Rocky Mountains, and you had Jimmy Butler, Tyler Hero in South Florida. So a lot of people were watching that. It wasn't exciting as like when the Warriors were in the finals, no. And speaking of them, 3 years ago, it was the Golden State Warriors and the Boston Celtics. You had the San Francisco Bay Area, which is a large media market. I think it's the fourth largest. The San Francisco Bay Area, you had a star player, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, three-star players on a team that's in one of the largest media markets in the country. Not to mention, they're going up against a storied franchise in the Boston Celtics with their up and coming stars, Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum. That was must see TV. So, this right here, I think it's going to be a snooze fest. I wanted the Knicks to beat Indiana because I cannot stand the Pacers. I'm a Pistons fan. There are rivals in the Central Division. And yes, I know that the Knicks knocked out my Pistons in the first round. I get it. But with all that being said, and with that being the case, I still wanted the Knicks to beat the Pacers. I wanted the Timberwolves to beat the Thunder, but it didn't happen. And I think a Knicks Timberwolves finals would have been must see TV because you have the largest media market in the world, New York City, the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. You have a star player in Jalen Brunson and Carl Anthony Towns, the Knicks team who haven't gone to the NBA Finals in 26 years, had they moved on to the finals, since 1999, they haven't been to the finals in this century. They haven't won it in 52 years, 3 years before I was even born. So that would have been a great storyline. Great storyline. And then you had former Knick players who are who are playing for Minnesota, and Dante DiVincenzo and Julius Randle. Karl Anthony Towns used to play for Minnesota. He's now with the Knicks. Then you have Anthony Edwards, a first-time franchise. Minnesota Timberwolves. This is their first time in the NBA Finals. Anthony Edwards, a star player, young player. Dante DiVincenzo and Julius Randle going up against their old team, the Knicks. Karl Anthony Towns going up against his old team, the Minnesota Timberwolves. Great storyline, but it didn't happen. And Indiana has been in the finals before. Granted, it's been 25 years, but they've gone to the finals before. They lost to the Lakers, I believe it was in 6 games. And in the 2000 finals, when Shaq and Kobe repeated against Reggie Miller, Jalen Rose, Reggie Miller, Jalen Rose. Who else was on that team? Rick Smits. I think Dale Davis. I think he was still there. Yeah, that team against Shaq and Kobe. So that's been 25 years ago. The Thunder, they've been in the finals before. I don't know if y'all remember 13 years ago when the Thunder had a younger Kevin Durant, a young Russell Westbrook, James Harden was coming off the bench, Serge Ibaka, that Thunder team. They lost to the Miami Heat. I believe it was in 5 games or 6 games. But I wanted the Thunder to win that series. I wanted them to beat the big 3 of Miami, but it didn't happen. And then you got to remember the Thunder used to be the Seattle Supersonics. So this is their 5th time in the NBA Finals. Their 2nd time in Oklahoma City, but the previous 3 times in Seattle. Now, Seattle, they won it in 1978 against the Washington Bullets. No, I'm sorry. Rewind. They lost the finals in 1978 against the Washington Bullets. They won it in 1979 with a young Dennis Johnson, Jack Sikma. They were coached by Lenny Wilkins. Downtown Freddie Brown was on that team. The 1979 Seattle Supersonics, NBA champions. They didn't go to the finals for another 17 years when they went up against MJ and the Bulls. That Bulls team had MJ, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, Luke Longley, Ron Harper. That Sonics team had Gary Payton, the glove, Shawn Kemp, Hersey Hawkins, I believe Detlef Schrempf, that team. And the Bulls beat them 4-2. That was back in 96. That was the last time they had gone to the finals in the city, with them being in the city of Seattle. They won the 78, 79, 96. In Oklahoma City, 2012, and this year. So, it is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. But I believe this is going to be a snooze fest. I do, because you don't have any marketable players. They're not storied franchises. It's like, okay, whatever. And it's not like it's their first time being there. With the Timberwolves, it would have been their first time. With the Knicks, it would have been their first time in 26 years. It would have been more interesting. It would have been more of a draw. Plus, you have marketable players and Jalen Brunson and Anthony Edwards and even Karl Anthony Towns. But I don't know. Y'all may say different, and that's cool. Oh, before I get off of here, The Knicks firing Tom Thibodeau was a boneheaded move. I didn't understand it. It didn't make any sense to me. Why would you fire Tom Thibodeau? He got y'all to the conference finals. Y'all hadn't gone there in 25 years. The man got y'all to the playoffs 4 or 5 years that he was in New York. He lost to the Hawks in the first round in 2021. They didn't go in 22. They beat Cleveland in 23 to go to the second round, which they lost to the Miami Heat. Last year, they should have gone to the conference championship, but injuries plagued them, and they lost to the Pacers in 7 games in the second round. This year, they lost to the Pacers in 6 games in the conference finals. So Tibbs is a good coach, defensive minded. He's been around a lot, been around a few years. You know, he was in Chicago for those Derrick Rose years. Then he was in Minnesota for the Jimmy Butler years. Now he's in New York. So he's been around for a minute. And I don't think he deserved to be fired. I didn't agree with it. And it was just a head scratcher. It's like, wow, y'all firing this man? He's done what no New York Knicks coach has done in 25 years, and that's take y'all to the conference finals. But y'all fired a man. That's his reward. They said that they needed a different voice. I don't know. And Jalen Brunson just said the other day that Tom Thibodeau wasn't going anywhere. Well, survey says you were wrong, and you can't help but think how he feels about this, how the players feel, not just Jalen Brunson, but Cat, Karl Anthony Towns, OG Anunoby, Mitchell Robinson, Precious Achua, those dudes. How do you feel about this? Because Tibbs was a great coach for that team. Now that he's gone, I think that the Knicks should go after Michael Malone. Michael Malone did win a championship with the Denver Nuggets 2 years ago. So he's a champion. He's currently an analyst on for the NBA on ESPN. But like I said, that's going to be a temporary gig. He's going to get hired somewhere, and I think the Knicks are going to blow his phone up and offer him a contract. It would not surprise me. But I think Michael Malone would be the next coach of the New York Knicks. They could go another direction. I could be wrong, but it would not surprise me if they bark up Michael Malone's tree and he take the bait and go to New York. Again, the man won a championship in 2023 with the Denver Nuggets. So we shall see. And he was fired from them the last week of the regular season this year, which didn't make sense to me either. But you know what? It's a crazy business. In any event, I'm gonna hop off of here. I'm on here longer than I said I was gonna be. That's me. I get long-winded, so please forgive me. But thank y'all for rocking with me. I appreciate it. Hit that thumbs up button, smash that thumbs up button down so you get notifications when I do videos on here. Share this video, share it. Let's have a conversation. Drop your comments. I would love to know what y'all think about this. I know there are going to be some who disagree with me about this being a snooze fest, this NBA Finals, and that's fine because it's people who disagree with me about this on social media. So let's agree to disagree without being disagreeable, even on topics such as this. In our disagreements, let's use logic, facts, common sense, and respect, not emotion and disrespect. That'll get you nowhere. But drop your comments, share this video, and support my channel. Support my YouTube channel here, my future projects. Be greatly appreciated. I can't do these without your love and support. So please continue it because Lord knows I need it. Brothers as well as sisters, y'all be safe out here. Beware and be aware. We know Satan comes to kill, steal, and destroy now more than ever before. So just beware and be aware. No matter what you're doing, always be on alert. I love y'all. I will talk to y'all soon. Inshallah. Have a blessed rest of your day. I'm out. Assalamu alaikum.